Ranju ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa. Paribrajak Acharya Astatara Sita Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa. Paribrajak Acharya Astatara Sita Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi ki jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mission Morning Class. Dhanyavad. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Parakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vidangstam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidangscha Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Haribol. So now we are in chapter 8 of the Sri Navadvip Mahatmya. This is, now we are going to Hari Harak Chetra, Sri Varanasi, and Sri Godruma. Jaya 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 Sri Shat Jaya 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 Sri Shachi Shuta Jaya 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 Sri Avaduta. All glories to the son of Shachi. All glories to the Avadut, meaning Advaita Prabhu. Sitapati Jaya Bhak Sitapati Jaya Bhaktaraja Gadadhara Jaya Bhakta Samaja. All glories to Advaita Acharya, the leader of the devotees. All glories to Gadadhar and all the devotees. Oh, excuse me. I mean, Avadut means, of course, Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Navadvipa Sundaradam. Jaya 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 Gorakinam. All glories to the beautiful Navadvip Dham. All glories to the name of Gora. Nitai Sahita Bhaktagana Hari Hari Bali Chale Takana. Nitai and the devotees then departed, chanting Hari Hari. Bhave Dala Dala Nitai Chale Preme Ada Ada Vachana Bale. Swaying to and fro in ecstasy, Nitai walked and stammered with divine love. Jada Jada Jade Akira Jala Gora Gora Bali Haya Vikala. Tears streamed from his eyes. Chanting Gora Gora, he became overwhelmed. Jakmakari Bhushanamala Rupe Dashadika Haila Ala. His ornaments and garlands sparkled, and his form illumined the 10 directions. Shrivasanache Jiverasane Kabukade Kabunache Shagane. Shivas danced with Jiva. Sometimes they cried, and sometimes they danced continuously. Arajata Shava Bhaktagana Nachite Nachite Chale Takana. All the other devotees danced as they walked. All the other devotees danced as they walked. Alanka Nandara Nitkate Ashi Balena Nitaya Nande Bashi. Coming to the Alakananda river, Nitai spoke, floating in joy. Bilva Paksha Grama Paschimedari Mandakini Ashenadi Rakeri. Flowing west of Bilva Pakshagram, the Mandakini comes and surrounds Nadia. Suvarna Bihara Dekile Jata Mandakini Chade Alakatata. Then she separates from the Alakananda where we saw Suvarna Bihar. So now description of the Mandaki River coming and surrounding Nadia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're good? Okay. Alakanandara Purvapare Harihara Chetra Kandakadare. On the eastern shore of the Alakananda, beside the Kandaka River, is Hariharak Chetra. Shrimurti Prakasha Haibe Kale Sundara Kanana Shobite Bale. In time, the deity will manifest here, and a beautiful forest will shine gloriously. That forest at Harihara Chetra is really has a very, I mean, what do we know, but some very fine and special feeling is, I think everyone can notice that. Alaka Pashime de Kahakashi Shaiva Shakta Seve Mukati Dase. See Kashi to the west of Alakananda. There the followers of Shiva and Shakti worship the maidservant, liberation. Varanasi Hati Edamapara Hetaya Durjati Pinakadara Gora Gora Bali Sadai Nache Nija Jane Gora Bhakati Yache. This place is superior to Varanasi because here Lord Shiva constantly chants Gora Gora, dances holding his trident, and offers his followers devotion to Gora. Labeje Mukati Jane Te Nyasi. Sahasravara Sakashi Tevashi Labeje Mukati Jane Te Nyasi Taha Tahetaya Charane Teli Nachena Bhakata Gauranga Bali. Here devotees chant Gauranga's name, dance and kick away the liberation that sannyasis attain by residing in Kashi and practicing Jnana Yoga for 1,000 years. Here, devotees chant Gauranga's name, dance, and kick away the liberation that sannyasis attain by residing in Kashi and practicing Jnana Yoga for 1,000 years. How difficult is that process? And the result is not good. Niryana samaye ekane jiva, kane gora bali tarena Shiva. Here, when souls pass away, Shiva chants the name of Gora into their ears and delivers them. Mahavaranasi edamahai, jivera marane nahi kabai. This place is Mahavaranasi. Souls have no fear of death here. Atebali tata nitai nache, Gora hari prema jivere chache. Saying this, Nitai danced and offered Jiva divine love for Gaur Hari. Alakshe takana kaila sapati, Nitai charane karila nati. Lord Shiva then invisibly bowed at the feet of Nitai. Gauri Sahashiva Gauranganam, Gaya Gaya Puraya Kam. Chanting the name of Gauranga, Shiva and Parvati fulfilled their desires. Svatantra Ishwara Nitai Tabe, Bhakata Shangete Chalila Jabe. Then the independent Lord, Nitai, left with the devotees. Gadi gacha grame pochila ashi, tataya ashia kahila hasi. Arriving at Gadi Gachagram, Nityananda came over and spoke, smiling. Godruma namete edripahai, Surabi shatata ekanerai. This island is called Godruma. Surabi resides here eternally. Krishna Maya Bashi Devendra Jabe, Bashaya Gokula Nija Gorave, Govardhana Giri Dariya Hari, Rakshila Gol Kula Jatana Kari. When Indra, bewildered by Krishna's illusion, flooded Gokula with his powerful rains, Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill and carefully protected Gokula. Indra Darpa Churna Haile Para, Shachipati Chine Sharangadara. After Indra's pride was crushed, Indra recognized Krishna. So that's a good lesson for everyone because, we try to carry around a little pride always, keep our ego going. But it was only after Indra's pride was completely crushed that he could actually see who Krishna was. Nija aparada marjanatare padila krishnera charanadare. To clear his offense, he bowed and grasped the feet of Krishna. Dayara samudra nanda tanaya, kshamila indre dila abaya. Krishna, the sun, the ocean of mercy, forgave Indra and gave him the boon of fearlessness. Tatapi indra rahila bai, surabi nikate takanakai. Still Indra remained fearful. He then spoke to Surabi. He was fearful of his offense, actually, and fearful that he would commit an offense like that again. Krishna lila mui bujite nari, aparadama mahaila bari. I could not understand the pastimes of Krishna, and I committed a very heavy offense. Shuneche kalite brajendra sutta, karibe nadia lila adbhuta. I have heard that during the Kali Yuga, Krishna will perform wonderful pastimes in Nadia. Pache se samaya mohita haba, aparadi punahai rahiba. At that time, I will become bewildered and be an offender again. Tumita surabhi sakala jana, karaha akana tahara vidana. Oh Surabhi, you know everything. Please advise me about this. So he's taking the advice of Surabhi. Krishna will come again in the Kali Yuga, and again I will make some offense. Please give me some advice. What shall I do to avoid this? Surabhi balila chalahajai, Navadvipa dame baji nimai. Surabhi said, let us go and serve Nimai in Navadvip Dham. Devendra Surabhi hetaya ashi, Gauranga bhajana karila pasi. Indra and Surabhi moved there and worshipped Gauranga. Of course, this was at the end of Dwapar Yuga, and this was 4,500 years before Mahaprabhu appeared into the world. Gauranga bhajana sahaja ati, sahaja tahara palavitati. Worshipping Gauranga is very easy, and the results of doing so are easily disturbed. I think of what? Worshipping Gauranga is very easy, and the results of doing so are easily distributed. Gauranga Balia Krandana Kare, Gauranga Darshana Haya Satvare. They cried, chanting the name of Gauranga, and immediately saw him. Kiba Aparupa Rupa Lavani. Tekila Gauranga Pratimakani. Ada Adhasi Faradarupa. Preme Gada Gadara Serakupa. How extraordinary is his beauty and form. They saw the figure of Gauranga, the embodiment of benevolence, the well of rasa, smiling and stammering, choked with divine love. The embodiment of benevolence. Hasya balena takura mora, janinu vashana amita tora. Smiling, the Lord said, I know your desire. Alpadina ache prakatakala, nadia nagare dekibe bala. I will appear in Nadia soon, and you will see me fully then. Se sila samaye se vibe more, maya jala ara nadare tore. During those pastimes you will serve me, and the net of Maya will no longer bind you. Atapali Prabhu Adrishyahai, Shurabi Sundari Tatayarai. Saying this, the Lord disappeared. Beautiful Surabi remained there. So the Lord disappeared, and Indra went back to his abode. But Surabi Devi, she remained there in Godruma. Asvatanikate Rahila Devi, Nirantara Gora Charana Sevi. She stayed near a banyan tree and constantly worshipped the feet of Gora. Godruma Dvipata, Hailanam, Hetaya Puraya, Bakatakam. This place thus became known as Godruma Dweep. The Lord fulfills the desires of the devotees there. Hetaya Kutira Badia Baje, Anayase Gora Charane Maje. Anyone who builds a hut and serves here easily becomes immersed in the feet of Gora. Edripe Kabum Rikanda Shuta, Pralaye Achila Kata Adbhuta. There is a wonderful story about Markandeya Muni, who was present on this island during the destruction of the universe. Shatakalpa Ayu Paila Muni, Pralaye Bada Evi Padagani. Markandeya Muni attained a lifetime of 7 kalpas. And during the destruction of the universe. So this is, a kalpa is a cycle of creation and destruction in the universe. So this was supposedly a boon that he would live so long in that body, but it turned out to be really such a difficult thing. Markandeya Muni attained a lifetime of 7 kalpas, and during the destruction of the universe, he underwent great difficulty. Jalamaya haila samastasthana, kotava rahibe kare sandana. Everything became submerged in water, and he searched for a place to stay. So everything, meaning the universe becomes submerged in water practically, almost the whole thing. Bashia chalia jai, kena vadalai nuhai. Floating and floating about, he thought, alas, why have I accepted this boon? It's not floating around for a few hours. It's floating around for an inconceivable amount of time. Shola kosha matra nadiyadam, jagiya bakate deya vishram. During the destruction, Only the 32 miles of Navadvipdham rise and give shelter to the devotees because it's not affected by that. Jalera tarange basya muni agya haya pade amani. Floating in the waves of the water, the sage suddenly lost consciousness. Mahakripa kari surapitai jatane munire heta utai. Being very merciful to him, Surabi carefully rescued the sage. Sanvita labhya mrikanda shuta dekila godruma dvipa adbhuta. Regaining consciousness, Markandeya Muni saw the wonders of Godruma Dweep. Shatakoti krosha vishtarastana nada nadi shobha prakashamana. He saw an abode spanning 2 billion miles around. That's the real vision of the Dham. Resplendent with rivers and streams. So by material calculation, which is all limited by the mind, time and space being mental, we see some, and it is identifiable by some 32 square miles. But the real vision is inconceivably vast. It's not actually really measurable. Can you hear? Tarula takata shobhaya tata pakshiganagaya Sri Gauragata. Numerous trees and vines were shining, and the birds were chanting the glories of Sri Gaura. Numerous trees and vines were shining, and birds were chanting the glories of Sri Gaura. Yojana Vishtara Asvata Hera Surabhike Tata Darshana Kara. He saw a banyan tree that was 8 miles wide, and he saw Surabhi beneath it. So it wasn't exactly just standing under a tree. This is an inconceivable kind of tree. Kshudaya Akula Munita Kana Surabhira Pratibale Vachana. Stricken with hunger, the sage spoke to Surabhi. Tumi Bhagavati Rakala Prana Dugdha Mora Diya Mora Kara Hatrana. O goddess, please save my life, rescue me by giving me some milk. Surabhita Kana Sadaya Haye Piaila Dugdha Munire Raye. Surabhi mercifully fed the sage with her milk. Shubala Amrikanda Shunu Surabhira Pratit Kahaya Puna. Revitalized, Markandeya Muni spoke to Surabhi again. Tumi Bhagavati Janani Mora Tomara Mayaya Jagata Bora. O goddess, you are my mother, and the world is absorbed in your illusion. Nabujia Ame Le Laye Chivara Shapta Kalpa Jiva Haye Amara. Not understanding the consequences, I accepted a boon of living for self in 7 kalpas without dying. Pralaya Samaye Bada Iduka Nana Vidha Klesha Nahika Shuka. During the destruction of the universe, there are numerous miseries and extreme distress. There is no happiness. Kikari Janani Bala Gomore Kisheva Jaiba Edukatare. Oh, Mother, tell me, what should I do? How can I overcome this distress? Surabhitakaha Bali Labani Bajaha Shri Gauda Pada Dukhani. Surabhi said, serve the feet of Sri Gauda. Nabadvipa Prakriti Para Kabunasha Nahihaya Ihara. This abode of Navadvip is beyond the material nature. It is never destroyed. Charma chaksha iha shoda shakrosha padama vaikunta shada nirdosha. To fleshy eyes, it is only 32 miles, but it is the supreme abode of Vaikunta and eternally faultless. Aprakrita desha kala akane jadamaya keva kehanajane. Here, time and space are supramundane, and no one knows any material illusion. So time and space in the mental plane of the mundane plane, that is very crippled kind of thing, measuring. But time and space exist in reality, and they're always serving the pastimes of the Lord. Navadvipe deka apurva ati charidike bede virajasati. See the great wonder of Navadvip. The chaste Biraja flows all around it, the Biraja river. Shatakoti krosha pratyeka kanda maje maya puranagara ganda. Every part of Navadvip measures 2 billion miles, and at its center is the grand city of Mayapur. Ashtadala ashtadviperamana antardvipatara kesharastana. The 8 islands of Navadvip are petals, and Antardvip is their whirl. Sarvatirtha Sarvadeva Tarishi Gauranga Bajiche Hetaya Basi. All the holy places, gods and sages reside here and worship Gauranga. Tumi Markandeya Gauranga Pada Ashraya Kara Hajani Sampada. O Markandeya, I understand your fortune and take shelter. O Markandeya, understand your fortune and take shelter at the feet of Gauranga. You have come here to Navadvip. How is that? That is such a great fortune. Now worship the feet of Gauranga. Akaitava dharma ashraya kara bhukti mukti vachana sadhure dara. Take shelter of the true dharma and keep desires for enjoyment and liberation far away. Gauranga bhajana ashraya bale madhura prema talabite pare. By taking shelter of Gauranga and serving him, you will attain divine love in Madhura Ras. Se prema jabe hridaye base bashaya bilase kalararase. When that divine love appears in your heart, it will set you afloat in the rasa of the arts within the pastimes of the Lord. When that divine love appears in your heart, it will set you afloat in the rasa of the arts within the pastimes of the Lord. Braje Radha Pade Ashraya Hai Jugala Sevaya Manasarai. You will take shelter at the feet of Radha in Braja, and your heart will be engaged in the service of the divine couple. Sevara Sukana Atula Jana Abeda Nirvane Aparta Jnana. Know that the joy of service is unparalleled, and knowledge of static liberation is useless. Surabhi Vachana Shunyamuni Kara Jodi Kari Bale Amani. Hearing the words of Surabhi, the sage immediately joined his palms and spoke. Shri Gaura Charana Bhaji Bhajabe Amara Adishta Kotaya Rabe. When I serve the feet of Shri Gaura, what will become of my destiny? Sure, he's saying, when I serve the feet of Gaura, what will happen with my destiny, which is now giving him so much difficulty. Surabika hila siddhantasar, Shri Gaura bhajane nahi vichar. Surabi then spoke the ultimate conclusion. There is no judgment in the service of Shri Gaura. Shri Gaura Baliyadek Dakibe Jabe Samasta Karama Binashahabe. When you call the name of Shri Gaura, all your karma will be destroyed. Kichunahi Rabe Vipaka Ara Guchibe Tomara Bhava Sangsara. No reactions will remain any longer, and your attachment to material existence will disappear. Karma kene, that means good or bad, so-called good or bad karma. Doesn't, whatever that is, that entanglement will be broken and dissolved. Karma kene eka jnane rapala, guchipe samule haya vikala. And not only your karma, but the consequences of your pursuing liberation will also be eradicated. Whatever that part of you was that was covered with gyan and the desire to work your way out of this world into non-differentiated Brahman, that will also be eradicated. Tumita bajibe gaurangarase, bajibe tahare edvipe vase. You will become immersed in the ecstasy of Gauranga, living on this island and serving him. Oh. Markandeya shuni anande base, Gaura bali kande kakanahase. Hearing this, Markandeya floated in joy. He chanted the name of Gaura, cried, and sometimes laughed. Eideka jiva apurvastana, Markandeya jata paila prana. Jiva, see here, the wonderful place where Markandeya received life. Gauranga mahima nitai mukhe, shuni jiva bashe paramasuke. Hearing the glories of Gauranga from the mouth of Nitai, Jiva floated in the greatest joy. Estane se dina japanakari, Majadvipe chale balia hari. They spent the day in that place and then went to Majadvip, chanting Hari. Nitai janava charanasar, Janiya bhakti vinodachar, Nitaya deshamastike dare, Nadia mahima varnanakare. Knowing Nitai and Janava's feet to be all in all, the fallen Bhakti Vinod holds the order of Nitai on his head and describes the glories of Nadia. Okay, now we've come to chapter 9, Shri Majadvip and Shri Naimisha. Haribol. I'm going to just drink some water. Oof, very hot water. Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Shri Gaura Chandra Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Garadhara Shri Vasadi Jaya Jaya Bhaktalaya Navadvipa Damavar. All glories to Gaura Chandra, Nityananda, Gadadhar, Srivas, and all the devotees of the Lord. All glories to their home, their best abodes, Sri Navadvip. Oh, the best of abodes, Sri Navadvip. Nashi avasane mata gauragane chalilena nityananda. Shange bhakta gana premite magana pistariya parananda. Immersed in divine love and madly chanting about Gauranga, Nityananda departed with the devotees at the end of the night, distributing divine joy. So now they're leaving Godrumadvip. Pitra upadesha bhujya vishesha shaptarishya shitabe. Haribali nache gaura prema jache gaya guna ucharave. Properly understanding the instructions of their father, the 7 sages came here, chanted the name of the Lord and danced. They prayed for divine love for Gauranga and loudly chanted his glories. Bale Gaura Hari Anugrahakari Deka Dao Akabara Nana Dharma Sadi Hainu Aparadi Bhakti Ebikai Nushara. They prayed, "Oh Gaura Hari, just once mercifully reveal yourself to us. Practicing various dharmas, we became offenders, but we have now accepted devotion to be all in all." Bhakti Nishtakari Bhaji Gaurahari Rishiganakare Tapa Kichunahi Kaya Nijanahi Jaya Gauranama Japa. The sages performed austerities and served Gaurahari with firm devotion. They ate nothing, never went to sleep, and constantly chanted the name of Gaura. Bhajahna Samaya Gaura Doya Maya Deka Dila Rishigane Shatasurya Prabha Jogi Manolobha Shuddha Panchatattva Sane. Once at midday, merciful Gauranga, in the company of the Panchatattva, revealed themselves to the sages. As bright as 100 suns, his effulgence was alluring to the minds of the yogis. Kibasei Rupa Ati Aparupa Suvarna Sundara Murti Galevana Mala Dikareala Tahe Abarana Spurti. How extraordinary was his form, how beautiful and golden his figure. He had a forest garland around his neck, and the glittering of his ornaments illumined the directions. Chahani Sundara Chikura Chakchara Chandanera Bindubale Trikachabashana Sutra Shushobana Shobita Malikamale. His charming glance, his wavy hair, the spot of sandalwood paste on his forehead. His dhoti tucked in 3 places, his sacred thread, all were extremely beautiful and further beautified by his garland of jasmine flowers. Se rupa dekhiya mohita haiya shabekare nivedana tomara charana lainu sharana deha pare bhakti dana. Seeing his form and becoming enchanted, the sages prayed, "May we take shelter of your feet. Please give us the wealth of devotion to your feet." Shuni Gaurahari Bale Dayakari Shuna Ohe Rishigana Chadiya Bilasa Gyana Karma Pasha Kara Krishna Alochana. Hearing their prayer, Gaurahari mercifully said, "O sages, listen. Leave behind all other desires and the chains of exploitation and renunciation, and discuss only Krishna. Sopadinantare nadiyanagare haibe prakata lila. Tumi shabetabe darshana karibe nama sankirtan kel sankirt nama sankirtana kela. My pastimes will manifest in Nadia soon, and you all will then see my pastime of chanting my name. My pastime of chanting my name, because he's Krishna. Ekataikana rakaha gopana amaravachanadara Shikumarahate nijakritakate Krishnara bhajanakara. For now keep this secret. Remember my words and worship Krishna at the ghat you made in Sri Kumarahata. Gora adarshane saptarshi takane Kumarahate te jaya. Estane ekana kara darashana Shaptatila Shobhapaya. When Gora disappeared, the 7 sages went to Kumarhata. See now the 7 hills shining here, representing the 7 sages. And when we look into the sky, we will also see that. Saptarishi akashe, Jemate prakashe, Shaptatila tara sama. Hetavashikari Payagodahari Nasadi Niyamayama. They are arranged just as the 7 sages are in the sky. Residing here, the sages attain Gaurahari without following the rules and regulations of yoga practice. And we've read elsewhere that that is the Big Dipper, what we call the Big Dipper, the 7 sages. Iharadakine dekahanayane achea kajaladara Eita gomate saptavitra ati naima shakanana ara. See the river to the south of here. This is Gomati. She is extremely pure. See also the Naimisha forest. See the river to the south of here? It is the Gomati. She's extremely pure. See also the Naimisha forest. Purakalpe Kali, Haile Mahabali, Shonakadi Rishigana, Sutera Shimuke, Shuneshabe Shuke, Gora Bhagavatadana. In the previous manifestation of the universe, not the previous age, but before the last devastation of the universe. In the previous manifestation of the universe, as Kali became very strong, Shonaka and other sages joyfully heard about Lord Gora from the holy mouth of Suta Goswami. Teta Jana Purana Patana Karaya Kartika Mashe Sarvaklesha Tyaje Gora Range Maje Brajala Beanayase. Well, this happened also at the end of the Dwapar Yuga. But the rest of this is also from another kalpa. Anyone who recites the Puranas here during the month of Kartik leaves behind all miseries, becomes immersed in the pastimes of Gora, and easily attains Braja. Kabu Panchanana Chadi. Oh, yeah, this is a different pastime. Shonaka and other sages joyfully heard about Lord Gora from the mouth of Sutta Goswami. And then again, just recently, hearing the Bhagavat Purana from Sutta Goswami. Kabu Panchanana Chadi Brishashana Sri Hamsavahaya Haye Shunila Purana Gaura Gunagana Apanabakatalaye. Once Shiva left Nandi, rode Brahma's swan here with his devotees, and heard the Puranas and songs about the glories of Gora. So here, all of these glories are being sung. Gaya Gaya Nat Gaya Gaya Nachya Nachya Shaiva Jata Kashivasi Panchananegeri Bali Gaurahari Pushpa Pele Rasi Rasi. Chanting and dancing, Shiva's followers from Kashi surrounded him, chanting the holy name of Gaurahari and showered flowers. So remember, we heard about this Mahakashi, where Lord Shiva worships Mahaprabhu, and all of his followers are worshiping Mahaprabhu. Ritai vachana shunyatakana jivera utale bhava gada gadijaya daraya napaya ashvade dhamma prabhava. Hearing the words of Nitai, Jiva became ecstatic. He lost his composure and rolled on the ground, relishing the glory of the Dham. Edina Japana Kare Bhaktagana Nitaya Chandera Sane Paradina Shabe Chalile Natabe Shri Pushkara Darashane. The devotees spent the day there with Nitai Chand. The next day they went to see Pushkar, Shri Pushkar. Janavanitai Bhajana Sadai Jahara Antare Jage Nadia Mahima Bhakta Madhurima Kaiche Se Janarage. As constant service to Janava and Nitai arises in his heart, this soul lovingly sings of the sweetness of the devotees and the glories of Nadia. This is the words of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We can do it. Read another chapter. So this is a really beautiful story about Pushkar appearing to one Brahmin. Visiting Sri Brahman Pushkar, Sri Uchahata, and other places. I'm going to drink something again. Very good thermos. I shouldn't have put the lid on it. Jaya Gora Nityananda Advaita Sahita Jaya Kadadhara Jaya Srivasa Pandita. All glory to Gauranga, Nityananda, and Advaita. All glories to Gadadhar and Srivas Pandit. Jaya Navadvipa Shuddha Preme Bhakti Dhamma. Jaya 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 Gaura Nityananda Nama. All glories to Navadvip, the abode of pure love and devotion. All glories to the names of Gaura and Nityananda. Shunahe Kalira Jiva Chadi Gya. Shunahe Kalira Jiva Chadi Jnana Karma. Nitai Chaitanya Bhaja Tyaji Dharma Dharma. O souls of Kali Yuga, listen. Abandon renunciation and exploitation. Reject religion and irreligion. And serve Nitai and Chaitanya. Dayara Samudra Se Gaura Nityananda Akatare Dibebai Shara Brajananda. They are oceans of mercy. Brother, they will freely give you the essence of Biraja's joy, of Braja's joy, sorry. So many beautiful instructions in this book. And clear, clear, clear. We cannot approach Vrindavan or the pastimes of Krishna except through the service of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. No other way. There's no possibility. And why would we want to? Jamani Prabhata Haile Nityananda Rai Jivera Laya Dama Brahmane Tejai. At dawn, Nityananda Rai took Jiva and went out to tour the Dham. Bale Deka Jiva Egramaman Bale Deka Jiva Egrama Manohar Ekana Brahmana Pura Dake Sarvanar. He said, Jiva, look at this beautiful village. Everyone now calls it Brahmanpur. Brahmanpur. Brahmana Pushkara Nama Sarva Shastre Kai Heta Jai Rahasya Taha Ati Guhya Hai. All the scriptures call it Brahman Pushkar. A very confidential pastime took place here. Satya Juge Divada Dasa Namete Brahmana Griha Tyaji Kare Sarva Tirtha Darashana. During Satya Yuga, a Brahmin named Divadas left home and visited all the holy places. Pushkara Tirtite Tarahaila Badaprita Tatati Brahmite Nabadvipe Upastita. He felt the greatest joy at Pushkar Tirtha. Still he traveled and eventually he came to Nabadvip. Estane Ratri Joge De Kila Svapna Heta Basha Kara Vipra Pabe Nityadana. Okay, I did not read that properly. Estane Ratri Yoge De Kila Svapana Heta Basha Kara Vipra Pabe Nityadana. Here during the night he had a dream in which he was told, O Brahman, reside here, and you will attain eternal wealth. Estani Kutira Bhatia Divadasa Vriddha Kala Vadi Teha Karilena Basa. Divadas built a cottage and resided here into his old age. Vriddha Kale Chalite Asakta Dvija Vara Icha Haila Ebe Ami Dekiba Pushkara. In his old age, the great Brahmin was unable to travel, but he desired to see Pushkar. He wanted to go back there. Chalitena pare dvija karaya krandana arana paiba ami Pushkara darshana. Unable to travel, the Brahmin cried, I will never see Pushkar again. Takaha Pushkara raja sadaya haila Dvija rupe divadashe darashana dila. The Lord of Pushkar felt compassion and revealed himself to Divadas in the form of a Brahmin. Divadashe bala vipra nakara krandana tomara samuke e kunda shushobana. He said to Divadas, O Brahmin, do not cry. There's a beautiful pond in front of you. E kundisnan tumikara akabara pratyaksha hai betita pushkara tomara. Bathe in this pond once and you will see Pushkar Dham, Pushkar Tirtha. Tahashuni kundisnan kare dvijavara divya chakshulabideke samuke pushkara. Hearing this, the great Brahmin bathed in that pond. Attaining divine eyes, he saw Pushkar before him. Krandana kariya dvija pushkare balila amalagi bada klesha tomara haila Crying, the Brahmin said to Pushkar, "You have taken great trouble for me." Pushkara balena shuna dvija bhagyavan, dura haitena ashinu heta vijaman. Pushkar said, "Listen, O fortunate Brahmin, I have not come from far away. I live here. E nabadvipa dhamma sarva tirtha moy, nabadvipe sevi heta take tirtha chai." Navadvipam contains all holy places. All holy places reside here and serve Navadvip. Amara swarupa akapashache prakasha, nichayami estane nitya karibasa. Although a form of mine exists in the West, I myself live here eternally. A form of mine lives in the West, very close to Jagannath Puri, actually, Pushkar. Say, but I personally live here eternally. Shatabara kehase tirte karisnan, jay palapaya heta se palavidan. Souls attain here the result attained by bathing 100 times there. Ate nabadvipa chadi jai jana, anya tirta ashakare se mudha durjana. That's anyone who leaves Navadvip desiring to visit other holy places is a foolish, unfortunate soul. Oh. Sarvatirtha Brahmi Chadihaya Palodaya Nabadvipa Tabevatara Vasastanahaya. When souls attain the result of visiting all other holy places, then they can reside in Navadvip. Aideka Uchastana Hatera Samana Kurukshetra Brahmavarta Tata Vidyamana. See there the raised area that resembles a market, Kurukshetra, and Brahmavarta exists there. Saraswati Drishavati Dui Parshetara Atishobhapaya Punya Karaye Vishtara. With the Saraswati and Drishadvati rivers on its two sides, it shines brightly and bestows good fortune. Ohe vipraguda kata balibatomaya ati alpakale habe ananda hetaya. O Brahman, I will tell you a secret. Very soon there will be great joy there. Mayapuri Shachigrihe Gauranga Sundara Prakatahaya Premi Bila Baby Stara. Gauranga Sundar will appear in the home of Shachi in Mayapur and broadly distribute divine love. Eshavastane Prabhu Bhakta Vrindalaye Shankirtana Rase Nachi Bena Matahaye. In all these places the Lord will dance in the ecstasy of Sankirtan with the devotees and become mad. Sarva Avatare Chila Jai Bhaktagana Shakale Lahiya Prabhu Karibe Kirtana. The Lord will perform kirtan with all the devotees of all his previous avatars. Prema Vanya Jale Sarva Jagata Bashabe Kutar Kika Bina Shabe Mahaprema Pabe. He will inundate the entire world with a flood of divine love. Everyone except the speculators will attain intense divine love. Edama Nishta Kari Jeba Kare Bas Tare Mile Gouda Pade Pada Ohe Divadas. O Divadas, souls who are faithful to the Dham will reside here. O Devada, souls who are faithful to the Dham and reside here will reach the feet of Gaura. Koti Koti Varshakari Shri Krishna Bhajana Tatapi Namete Rati Napaya Durjana. Unfortunate souls worship Krishna for billions of years, but do not attain attraction to his name. Gauranga Bhajile Dushta Bhava Dure Jai Alpadine Brajadame Radha Krishna Pai. If souls worship Gauranga, their wickedness goes away and they quickly attain Radha and Krishna in Brajadam. Nija Siddha, this is so wonderful because this is Pushkar speaking to Devadas. So this Dham, this holy Dham, or Tirtha, where people visit, really he's chanting the glories of Mahaprabhu full-heartedly. Nija Siddha Deha Pai Shakira Ashraya Nija Kunja Shri Jugala Sevatarahaya. They attain their spiritual body and the shelter of the Sakis. Jai Shishi Guru Gaur Chandragira Ki Jai. And serve the divine couple in their own grove. O he vipraheta taki karaha bhajana saparshade Shri Gauranga pai bedarashana. O Brahman, stay and serve here. You will see Shri Gauranga with his associates. Ekata bali tirtara jagela chali Sunila Akashavani Aishe Danyakali. Saying this, the Lord of Pushkar left. The Brahmin then heard a voice come from the sky. Glory to the age of Kali. Tumi Viprase Kale Janmi Beabara. Shri Gaura Kirtana Preme Dibita Tashatara. O Brahmin, you will be born again at that time and swim in the divine love of Shri Gaura's Kirtan. Eta Shuni Divadasa Nischinta Haila Ekunda Tire Bashi Bhajana Karila. Hearing this, Devadas became fearless. He resided on the bank of the pond and performed worship. Shaba Purana Kata Shri Jive Kahiya Uchahata Kurukshetre Praveshi Lagiya. After telling Sri Jiva these ancient stories, Nityananda entered Uchahata Kurukshetra. Nityananda Bali Heta Sarva Devagana Kurukshetra Tirtha Saha Kaila Agamana. Nityananda said all the gods came here with Kurukshetra Tirtha. Nityananda said all the gods came here with Kurukshetra Tirtha. Brahmavarte Kurukshetre Jatatita China Tirtha Chila, Brahmavarte Kurukshetre Jatatirtha Chila Sarva Tirtha Ashiheta Biraja Karila. All the holy places in Brahmavarta and Kurukshetra came and resided here. Pritudaka Adikari Shabaheta Baishe Shabe Nabadvipa Seva Kare Anayase. Pritudak and all the other holy places resided here and served Navadvip without difficulty. So all of these holy tirthas are persons. There is nothing not a person. Consciousness is everything and everywhere. Shatavarshe Kurukshetre Vashi Jaipala Heta Ekaratra Bashi Labese Shakala. By staying here for one night, souls attain the full result of residing in Kurukshetra for 100 years. Prabhu Bale Heta Basha Kari Devagana Hata Kari Gora Kata Kari Alochana. Nityananda Prabhu continued, the gods resided here. established a market and discussed Gauranga. Hatadanga Bali Nama Haila Ihara, Ihara Darshani Pai Prema Parabara. The name of this place became Hatadanga. By seeing this place, souls enter an ocean of divine love. Hatha means market. So we don't know what kind of market the gods would open. Well, they did. E akasima jiva deka nadiara. Ebe chala jai mora bagirati para. O jiva, see here, one of the boundaries of Nadia. Let us now cross the Ganga. Bagirati para haye majjana samaya. Kola dvipe nityananda haila udaya. Crossing the Ganga, Nityananda Prabhu arrived in Kola Dweep at midday. Hi. Kuliya pahada pure jaite jaite. Shri Jive nitai chan lagila kahite. On the way to Kuliya Pahadapur, Nitai Chan spoke to Sri Jiva. Jekarme ai numora haye Gangapara, se krama sita krama parikrama sara. The way we have come, crossing the Ganga, is the proper way to circumambulate the Dham. Jabe Prabhu Sri Chaitanya laye nijagana, karilena Sri Chauda madala sankirtana. Kajire sodite Prabhu Sanja Agamane, Mayapura Chan Chale Laye Bhakta Jane. One evening while performing Sankirtan with 14 mridangas, Sri Chaitanya left Mayapur with his associates and came to purify the Kazi. That was a big Sankirtan party. Se ratra brahma ratra sigra nahe shesha, e krame mahaprabhu brahme nija desha. That night, like a night of Brahma, trillions of years, maybe billions, I forget. That night, like a night of Brahma, did not end quickly. Mahaprabhu toured his abode in this way. Tara para prati ekadashi titadari. Brahmila Amara Prabhu Sankirtanakari. Thereafter, my Lord toured performing Sankirtan on every Ekadashi. Kabu Pancha Krosha Brahme Antardvipa Maya. Kabu Ashta Krosha Brahme Jaina Manilaya. Sometimes he toured the 10 miles of Antardvip. And sometimes, as he desired, he toured for 16 miles. Nija griha haite barakona gata chari, dirgika bestane jais, Sridhare Rabadi. From his home, he would leave Barakonagat and go around Balai Durgika to Sridhar's house. Tata haite antardvipa sima brahmiyase, panchakrosha parikrama haya anayase. From there, he would tour around the boundary of Antardvip and then return. In this way, he would easily circumambulate for 10 miles. Simulia haye kaji grihe bedi chale, shidare sambasi aishe gadi gachastale. Other times, passing Simulia, he would go to the house of the Kaji, speak with Sridhar, and then come to Gadi Gacha. Majida haite haya bagirati para, paradanga chinnadanga pulina bistara. From Majida, he would cross the Ganga and tour Paradanga, and then Chinnadanga along the broad riverbank. Chadiya Janavipara Haiya Takana, Ashtakrosha Brahmichale Apana Bhavana. He would then cross the Ganga again and return to his home, thus touring for 16 miles. Siddha Parikramahaya Purna Shola Krosha. Sehi Parikrama Kaile Prabhura Shantosha. A complete circumambulation is the full 32 miles. The Lord is pleased if someone completes this. Sei parikrama amito mare karai, ihara samani parikrama aranai. I am taking you on this complete circumambulation. There is no circumambulation equal to it. That means nothing, nowhere, in any part of the universe. Is there anything equal to this circumambulation? Brindabana shola krosha dvadasha kanana. E parikrama madje pabe darashana. During this circumambulation, you will see all 32 miles of the Dham and the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Navaratre e parikrama sheshahai. Navaratna Bali Nama Shastre. Navaratna Bali Nama Shastre. Shastre Kai. This circumambulation is completed over the course of 9 nights. The scriptures call it Navaratna Parikrama. Panchakrosha Parikrama Akadine Kare. Ratratraya Ashtakrosha Parikrama Dare. Devotees perform the 10-mile circumambulation in one day and complete the 16-mile circumambulation over the course of 3 nights. Akaratra Mayapure Dritya Godrume Puline Tritiya Ratra Ekrame Brahmane. One night is in Mayapur, the second is in Godruma Dweep, and the third night is in Sri Pulina. Devotees tour in this way. Shuni Parikrama Tattva Jiva Mahashai Premeteya Dairya Haye Katakshana Ksanarai. Hearing about the process of circumambulation, Sri Jiva Goswami became overwhelmed with divine love for some time. Nitai Janavapada Chaya Ashadara Nadia Mahima Varne Ai Akinchana Chara. This poor fallen soul, whose aspiration is the shade of Nitai and Janava's feet, describes the glories of Nadia. So tomorrow, we'll start here, chapter 11. Shri Koladweep, Shri Samudragad, Shri Champahata, and Shri Jayadev. So Shri Champahata and Shri Jayadev. So Jayadev, of course, lived in Champahata. So we'll hear about him. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Jiva Goswami ki jai, Shri Shivas Thakur ki jai, Shri Vadananda Thakur ki jai, Shri Navidvipam Parikrama ki jai, Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Shri Navadvipam Mahatmya and Shri Navadvip Baba Tarangi ki jai. This is Shastra. So wonderful. Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimadi Sudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Hey Chai Gosai Kori Charanavanda. Jai Te Vignanash Abhistapura. Hey Chai Gosai Jamui Tarada. Kasa Bara Pararenu More Panchagra. Dandara Charana Sevi Bhakta Saniva. Janame Janame More Avila. Hey Chai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koi Laba. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nishalila Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaj Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parimachayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parapadma Koriya. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kohe Narottamada. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Saparikashi Shri Guru Gaura Chandraju Ki Jai. Merciful, merciful Gaura Chandra Ki Jai. Jai Shri Kiraj Govardhanju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sadgoswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath. Shyamakund Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai, Tadiya Shaka Mat Ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai, Kol Kartal Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Baba, all the assembled devotees, Ki Jai, Dandavad, Dandavad. It, oh, I will look into that. I don't know so much about those kind of things, but I will pass this message on to our friend, our devotee here, Haridev Prabhu, who sets up the streaming. So yes, thank you for that comment. Oh, I'm trying to put it on. I'm trying to do it, but I'm not very good at this. So anyway, I'll try to fix that. Okay, Dandavat, Dandavat.